Hey, yeah, this project coming up from PlayStation, Project Spartacus. Um, Sony fanboys, I'm gonna need y'all to show up day and date that launches. Otherwise, Sony will do what Sony has done their entire career, which is give up on something because bulk of the fan base just did not give a shit to show up. And when I say that, I want you to understand that when I do say that, I want you to know that I mean overnight. Okay? When I say Sony is going to give up on something just because they are unsuccessful overnight, I mean, look at the PSP, look at the PS Vita, look at the PS3, look at PlayStation Now, which is the service that they should have been doing all this work with in the first place. We are getting Project Spartacus because Sony believes that their first streaming service, which was PlayStation Now, was unsuccessful because of anything else outside of Sony's own responsibility. Game Pass is very successful because at every single Microsoft event, they bring it up. And it's almost like at every single Microsoft conference, they give it away for $1. They have Game Pass on sale damn near every time there's a fire sale, and it's $1. It's almost $1 to just get a month. Hell, at this point, it probably is $1 for your very first month, considering how often that happens. The reason Game Pass is so much more successful than PS Now is also Microsoft has been making and communicating every improvement made to Game Pass. Every time something happens on Game Pass, it's not just on Twitter. Every time something happens with Game Pass, it's not just on Facebook. It's not just on Instagram. It's not just on YouTube. It's when you turn on the Xbox. There's a Game Pass card on the Xbox home menu that is constantly, I want to say, almost on a semi-weekly basis has a change to it, okay? The reason Game Pass is so much more successful than Sony's PlayStation Now is because Microsoft understood the assignment when it came to making Game Pass successful. They are following the exact same formula they started with. And while, yes, even I doubted this formula in the beginning, it has proven over time that Microsoft, who is consistent at bringing up Game Pass at every conference, every news outlet, media situation, they bring it up. Okay? This has proven to benefit them. It is literally Xbox dominating the digital market right now. Sony is doing something they've never had to do. They are trying to figure out, how do we break into the digital market? And I have said this in the past. The digital market looks very odd because Sony has zero input on it. Sony has nothing for a market that they themselves jumped into before anybody else. Sony is a disappointment when it comes to corporate decisions. They have made god-awful decisions since the turn of the millennium. And I don't care if that offends you or not. The simplistic fact is Sony as an entire company has been losing since the year 2000, and they have not won since. When it comes to video game sales, they can sell more than everybody because they're the most popular console on the market. But just because you're the most popular console on the market does not translate to the most subscriptions. Sony has publicly had several articles discussing the major amount of people who are constantly leaving PlayStation subscription services. And I'm going to give you a little hint, PlayStation. Your next subscription for Project Spartacus should include games with PlayStation Plus at no cost. You want to go up against Game Pass? That's fine. Dissolve PlayStation Plus. Dissolve it into Spartacus. Okay? Have two set prices. One for games on PC and one for your console. Make the streaming thing. Do the one thing Microsoft isn't doing right now. And that is making it available to stream every single game via the xCloud service. That is the only thing Microsoft has against them right now, is not every single game in Game Pass is cloud, is accessible through the cloud. That's it. That's the only thing going against Game Pass right now. They have an amazing amount of games. They're going to be getting a fuckload more of games. You think the Activision acquisition was a mistake? Do you know how many games that'll bring to Game Pass? Do you realize how much more content that's going to add on to Game Pass? Do you not understand? All the Bethesda content that is on consoles is on Game Pass. EA Play is on Game Pass. The only thing that they really got to do is get the Activision Blizzard games and just keep them on Game Pass. And it's an easy sell. That's an easy $15 a month. And it doesn't matter if it's every single Xbox customer or if it's just a handful. It's a complete worthwhile investment as a budget gamer. And in the year 2022, I'm going to be honest with you, being on a budget's kind of how life is. I don't care how much money you have. You're on a budget in some sense of the word. Even millionaires are like looking at the gas prices going, this is ridiculous, man. So you see what I'm saying? But I just wanted to make this video talking about the PlayStation Game Pass competitor. And I want people to understand, I don't hate this. I'm not against it. What I am against is the idea that it fails. And it's not because of the fan base. It's because of Sony's inability to fucking do their job. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of the idiocracy that these fucking fanboys bring with them. Okay? You can argue with the most devout PlayStation Vita fan on why Sony doesn't need to have another handheld. And there's an entire fucking fan base that wants Sony to have another handheld for some fucking reason. Even though Sony has proven now twice, they'll release a handheld, support it for a year and a half, and if it doesn't become overnight successful in that 1 year, they just up and abandon it. And unless the console fails, they're never coming back to it. I'm just saying you can have an opinion, but look at the facts here. The PSP and the PS Vita could have been successful if Sony would have taken half of the support they showed the consoles and just gave them half the support to the handhelds. They would have been just fine. Look, PlayStation Portable sold 80 million units. There's no reason PlayStation in the portable market should not be successful. The reason it's unsuccessful is the same reason PS Now is unsuccessful. It's because Sony does not understand the market. They don't understand that you don't talk down to the customers. It doesn't matter if it's only one customer or a million customers. And Sony is learning this the hard way with digital sales, because a lot of the problems with Sony come from the digital side of Sony. A lot, like majority of Sony's issues are made up as digital customer base. Not the physical one, but the digital one. There's more problems with Sony when it comes to the all digital side than there are when it comes to going out and purchasing things physically, because Sony has it set up that way. They don't want to be in the digital market. This all digital market is not what they want. They want you to go out and buy a brand new video game at the market. They want you to go buy a brand new video game physically. They don't want you to purchase these games which is most convenient for you, which is how gaming has been the entire fucking time. They want you to buy video games the way they want you to buy video games. We want you to go buy a PS5. Not only do we want you to buy a PS5, we want you to buy 5 PS5s so you can have a backup for the backup if the backup breaks. Not only do we want you to do that, we want you to buy 9 fucking copies of our games. And then we want to make sure these games are overhyped and unrealistically hyped. And that way when they come out, we can just watch all the fans go apeshit crazy and cry. PlayStation had their PlayStation Now a good year or two before Game Pass ever came out. That's right, PlayStation Now is technically older than Game Pass. They're coming out with a new service because they failed to actually work with the service they had the first time. That's why I'm counting on you, the Sony fanboys, the ride or die for Sony, the fuck Nintendo, fuck Xbox, fuck PC, it's Sony or nothing. If you assholes do not show up and support Project Spartacus the day it launches, then don't talk about Game Pass. Don't open your mouth about Game Pass, because what I am going to do is I am going to bring up every instant Sony has failed, because Sony is incompetent and Sony is Sony. The exact same way Bethesda is Bethesda and Bethesda is fucking pathetic. The exact same way, okay? So I'm going to need you to do that. They're talking about possibly launching Project Spartacus in 2022. If you're a Sony fanboy, show up to the launch, give them money for the launch, do not unsubscribe, and use it. But I'm going to let you know something right now. This service solves backwards compatibility for a price. Something PS Now was already doing. Until next time. Hey, yeah.